Alright, welcome back to the Final Fantasy XIV storyline. We have the Land of Levin, level 97 quest, given to us by Erenville. I will pop over to my Dragoon. I kind of forgot that I needed to do that. We have just entered Heritage Found, which is a zone in Zoctaral. We are in East Yassulani. We just came over here via our train adventure. Yeah, let's see what happens. Cutscene. Kryl, Graha, Erenville, Alice, myself, I think maybe another, but I can't remember right now. It doesn't make any sense. I can't do his accent. Sorry, that was Erenville. That tower, was it always there? Says Alice. He looks up at the tower I described in the previous video that looks like a stalagmite is holding up a bowl, like a big bowl. And there's, at the connection between the two is this massive purple energy. No, definitely not. Nor the wall over there. Kryl is here as well, sorry. Did I say Kryl? Wook, also. The material is not something we use in Teral. It's closer to what we saw at the gate to the Golden City. All those mechanical soldiers. Such a massive structure couldn't possibly have been built in so short a time, says Kryl. Then I'm inclined to assume we've been transported to another location, or perhaps... Well, speculation will avail us not. We need to learn more before we can draw conclusions, says Graha. Alice nods, and let's take a look around then. Take a look around. Okay, we head along, so there's a train track. I mean, obviously it will not avail us because we exploded our train, but the train track continues to head north-northwest. We have some floating spheres that are defective turrets. Mechanical spheres with a little gun attached. We have these are called axe beaks. But, oh gosh. Kind of the head of a dragon. Stunted wings that are similar to the shape of a dragon's wing. Actually, the entire thing is pretty dragon-like. But the wings, it only walks on two legs, kind of like a Tyrannosaurus. Very awkward looking. Like, how has it survived this long? Alexandrian Axe Beak is what it's called. We'll talk to Alice to continue the quest here. That looks like a train station, doesn't it? That must be Yassulani Station, where the passengers disembarked. Then perhaps we'll find someone there to talk to, or someone to talk to there. Let's go and investigate. Level 97 Fate. You know what? Let's do it. Come on. Not that far out of range. Come on. These wolf things. and getting experience points straight up on any of my jobs, really. Completion. Don't reset, please. Finishing. 367, that's it? Whatever. You know what's a really good okay. I don't know how good you are with dinosaurs, but this guy looks like from the middle torso to the tail Tyrannosaurus. From the middle torso to the head, Dimetrodon. And then, like, the stunted wings of a dragon. Like dragon wings, but much smaller than they probably should be. We're gonna run up here to Yassulani Station. We have Wuklamat, but we're gonna get the Aetheryte first. The rest of the team, the Scions, are checking out the abandoned station. Talk to Wuklamat to continue the quest. I'm pretty sure this is Yassulani Station, but from the state of it, I'd swear it was abandoned years ago. Abandoned years ago. I'm not sure what to make of this. We should look around a bit more. Pop into the Aetheryte area. There's a red circle where we will be exploring things. We have a rusty train turntable. Theoretically, it turns the engine car, the front car, around, maybe. Either push or pull, I don't know. You find a train turntable with thick layers of rust suggests it hasn't been used in years. Did we travel forward in time? Rusty train tracks. Inspecting, interacting. The tracks are heavily rusted. It would seem they haven't been tended to for a long while. The buildings are in rough shape as well. They're still standing. Not really any signs of destruction. Just the wood doesn't look all that upkept. What does it say? Dilapidated building? Yeah, sounds about right. The building is a rotting husk. It has clearly been many years since anyone lived here. We talk to Wuklamat again on a different side of the city. There is an android here that's standing, but apparently just not active. Finished poking around, have you? Let's gather everyone then. I want you all to take a look at this. Cutscene. Graha, Alice, Erenville, Kryle, they all join us one at a time. The sky, by the way, is just like dark clouds and purple lightning bolts. It's one of the mechanical soldiers, long since broken, apparently. But I'd say its presence confirms that confirms this is indeed Sir Al-Jah's domain we're in. What about the rest of you? I'm so bad. I cannot. I need to hear her voice again, because crap, dude, I'm doing such a bad job. What about the rest of you? It's coming off Irish. What about the rest of you? Did you learn anything? I don't know. Sorry. I was all Wuklumat. I tell her what I figured out. Kryle looks up at Erenville. So all evidence suggests this is Yasulani Station. Aye, and I've no doubt we're in Yasulani, but I don't understand why these buildings are so run down. They were completed barely a year ago. For new structures to deteriorate and enormous ones to appear in a flash, if I didn't know it better, I'd say time flows differently here. Is such a thing even possible? Says Wook. We've encountered this phenomenon before, as it so happens. Though it may be difficult to believe, our world is but one of several. In some respects they are similar to one another, but in others wholly different. We call them reflections. Simply put, the rift between dimensions causes time to flow at a different pace in each world. While hours pass in one, years may have come and gone in another. It was all Graha. But if this is Yasulani, then we should still be in the source. The flow of time should be synchronized, says Kryle. I'm not sure I follow all this talk of reflections and dimensions. But if Erenville says this is Yasulani, then it must be, says Wook. Your village is a little further along, right? He's thinking, arms crossed. Erenville! Oh, yes, it's a short distance to the northwest. Let's head there next, then. Rather than talk theory, it's always better to confirm things firsthand. I am annoyed that Oh! The bot is buzzing to life. Bzz. May I be of assistance? It's still functioning. Alice approaches it. It doesn't seem to be hostile, at least. Perhaps we can ask it some questions. Can you tell us where we are? Its head lifts. It looks at Alice directly. Unable to confirm credentials. Please present citizen identification. Unable to confirm credentials. Bzz, confirm. Bzz, confirm. Bzz. And it goes back into its head slouch. Seems it's broken after all. Too strange by half. Let's leave it be and get going. And we do indeed leave it be and get going. Are those lightning rods? Says Graha, looking at an area where there are pyres and I guess cables may be running between the pyres. Would you accompany me for a moment? There's something I wish to investigate. Of course, my friend, of course. It still annoys the crap out of me that companion duration diminishes while you're in a cutscene. It's stupid. Very stupid. I mean, the food and the Gishel greens, not expensive at all. But, you know, still. We are under some train tracks to the north of where we just were. Indeed, like there's towers. Each tower is, in fact, getting hit by lightning strikes. And there are 2 cables running between each of the towers. No. Look there, the lightning appears to be drawn to those pole-shaped structures over yonder. The design suggests there's some manner of lightning rod. Let's go and take a closer look. Okay. What are you? Cauhealoa. Cauhealoa. A humanoid buff, like the mouth of a shark. The ears are like little fins. The feet are like dinosaur feet or lizard feet. Has at least one. The other models might be different, but this guy's got one sword that's like a butcher's knife at the end, but rather than that, it's like the middle to the end butcher's knife, but like the rest is just sword-like, or scimitar maybe. Crazy massive dude. Not massive, like not giant, but big. Smaller than the Yakoi, but still big. This material appears to be the same as that used in mechanical soldiers and warships. On closer inspection, it appears to bear fine etchings, rather reminiscent of arcane runes, these. I suspect they're not merely a decorative. I would posit it's used to harness lightning as a source of energy. Quite impressive technology. I'll share this observation with Y'shtola. For a blessing, the dome doesn't appear to interfere with link pearls. Thanks for accompanying me. Let's head to the village and find the others. Off he trots. My Pegasus is gonna go away anyway really soon. So pardon me for hopefully a minute or less. I find this process takes slightly longer than I suspect it should, you know, but fly me to the moon, while I sleep up in the star. I wonder what the most survivable use of cooldowns is for Dragoon. Like, do you want to pop Faint? If you're soloing something that has the potential to kill you unless you run everything, all of your cooldowns perfectly, like, do you want to run... Well, arm's length is something to keep in mind too, but if you run Faint, I would run Faint first, maybe arm's length second. Attackers gain slow for 15 seconds when they hit you. Faint is they do 10% less physical damage, 5% less magical damage. Second wind is a 2-minute cooldown that restores HP. Bloodbath is physical damage turns into HP gained for 20 seconds every 90 seconds. Life Surge, I have 2 uses of that on a 40-second cooldown that the next attack absorbs a portion of the damage to its HP. Like, that's all I got that would be considered mitigation, aside from V, which is my elusive jump. I jump backwards. Grants enhanced piercing. Oh, does that make my... I didn't know that. That's cool. It's not like massive, but it's still cool. So jumping back with elusive jump makes my nat and the next piercing talon much better. In fact, better than an enhanced lance barrage. Anyway, sorry. Keep heading north. Past those buff humanoid, weird sword axe looking things. We speak with Erenville, I guess on the cusp of what could have once been a town. What in the world? Again, sorry for the accent. Cutscene. We follow him in. I could use a little bit of voice acting, please, because this has not been going well for me. It feels like there will be voice acting in this based on a couple factors, but I'm wrong sometimes, so. We're just walking, looking around. I think Erenville spies what maybe used to be his home.
My home. It's in ruins. But why? What happened here?
But why? What happened here? Well, maybe I'll get it back, I'm not sure. Let me make sure that I record that last thing I did. Probably my only video.
And where is everyone?
And where is everyone?
I had a look in a few of the other houses, but they had clearly been abandoned.
Damn it all. None of this makes sense.
None of this makes sense. Sorry, I'm trying to get it back. Again,
Excuse me? Are you looking for someone?
Not that I had it. I think this is the gal we saw in a previous cutscene. What I can see so far is from like the mid lower leg up, has a dress, kind of like a muted gold color. The forearms up to the elbow have clothing as well that's kind of like a muted pearl color. Has two little wings on the back of her dress that seem to be glowing and actually have energy flowing through them. Kind of like what the maybe ligament structure of a wing would be, just kind of like this cursive E, or just an E, basically two lowercase E's. That's all I can see so far. But it is the lady I saw, my character saw, in, not Yasulani, in, she has...
I apologize for giving you a fright. However, I did have reason to keep to the shadows.
Thin figure. Like upper, like anything above the mid, like the mid breast is like mostly exposed skin, so shoulders exposed, half of the upper arms above the biceps exposed. Not really a necklace to speak of, but like part of the dress connects thinly along the collarbone up to like this aquamarine colored couple triangles on each side of like a choker, but not a choker. It's just part of the dress. Hair, how do you describe, like a charcoal, maybe charcoal brown colored hair, hanging down toward the shoulders, kind of poofy outwards, but otherwise no real style to it. Like the sideburns are not, they're not sideburns, but hair that is draped over that area that is the sideburns. I think iris is the correct word for, so irises of kind of like muted brown. Has a little bit of a crown in the hair.
Sriracha has told me a great deal about you.
Is she the voice that was speaking to him through the portal?
Sorolcha?
Greetings, and welcome to the realm of Alexandria.
Is this in any relation to Alexander, who I fought in a previous expansion on a series of quests that were not mandatory?
I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
Oh god, Alexandria, isn't that Final Fantasy IX? The kingdom where Dagger, she wanted to be called Dagger. I don't remember what her name was before Dagger. But like, you know, not Squall, right? No, Zidane, Vivi, Steiner, et al., Quina. Wasn't that Alexandria?
Queen of Reason?
If you are the Queen of Reason, is there perhaps a...
Resolve person?
Yes, if you mean to ask if there is a King of Resolve. Zorulja holds that title, and together do we reign.
Wook is clenching her fist.
Then you're both behind the attack on Tuliyola.
She whips out her great axe.
And I doubt you're here to offer us a warm reception.
Alice reaches toward her red mage sword, but doesn't grab it.
No, you have it all wrong. I am not come to fight. Zorulja rules alongside me, but that is a matter of expedience. In truth, we are at odds, he and I.
Okay.
It is at considerable risk to myself and my people that I come before you to beg your aid.
Our aid? I'll admit I cannot imagine King Zorolja is keen to share and share alike. But if what you say is true, you're still the queen.
Indeed. But I was once the sole ruler of Alexandria. Until one day, he appeared, bent on conquest. In my weakness, I feared his power.
I described the sky as dark clouds and purple lightning strikes. I was wrong. There is like this roiling sky of blue electrical energy, black clouds with blue light, possibly electrically conducted light in them, and blue lightning strikes.
So I persuaded him to forego violence and strike a bargain. I would remain queen, and he would receive technology that would empower him to achieve even loftier ambitions, along with the knowledge to use it. A gamble, to be sure, but if it might spare my people...
If I may, the dome surrounding these lands was erected but recently. How is it he was able to not only invade, but instate a new system of leadership in a mere matter of days?
I've never heard of your realm. And this place is, or at least was, Yasolani. The house I grew up in is still here. But 3 years ago, that tower and these strange contrivances weren't. Nor was our village in ruins. Where did you come from? And what happened to the people who lived here? You must know!
I realize how confusing this all must be. Truth be told, I don't fully understand it myself. What I can say is that one day, people from your Tuliyola suddenly appeared here in Alexandria. Or perhaps it was we who found ourselves in Tuliyola. Until but recently, we were completely unaware of events taking place beyond the barrier surrounding our realm.
Does this not remind you of the Crystal Tower? How after the 8th Umbral Calamity, we devised a means to transport the Spire across time and space from the source unto the First. Granted, this is on a much larger scale, if that is indeed what has happened. Not only the people and structures, but also the surrounding environment. Regardless, the people of Lakeland perceived the arrival of the Crystal Tower much as the Queen describes her own experience. Sudden and inexplicable.
Well then, you appear to have a better grasp of our circumstances than we do. Indeed, more than I dared hope. In which case, a closer examination of the effects of this phenomenon may afford us more insights. Allow me to take you to the outskirts. A number of the Shatona live there as well. Perhaps your acquaintances are among them.
Hold on. If we accept, there's no guarantee we're not walking into a trap.
But if we're to defeat Zorolja, we need to understand how he grew so strong. Besides...
You're right.
So the besides thing, it was clickable, so there was nothing else that was going to follow as far as I know, but the camera panned over to Erenville with his head down and his eyes closed, and Wuklamot kind of like inclining her head toward him, which Alice picked up on. So I think our mission now is to kind of like what happened to his people, his village.
Queen Sphene, before we go, Your Majesty, I have to ask, did you really have nothing to do with the attack on Tulihyolal?
Noble Wuklamot, shall we dispense with the formalities? I'll not deny the soldiers and airships that attacked your people are products of Alexandria. But it was Zorolja, not we, who fashioned them into weapons of war and laid siege to Tuliolal.
She once again
So he alone is to blame.
clenches her fist.
No, I may not have prosecuted this war, but I nevertheless bear responsibility for it.
Perhaps. I know next to nothing about you, let alone what you've been through. So by all means, show us around. I think we'll learn a lot from meeting your people.
Wonderful! If you would follow me.
Still not the circumstances to be energetic about it, but my options are, I take it there will be trouble if Zorolja hears of this. I already know the answer to that. Isn't it a little odd for the queen to... There we go. Isn't it a little odd for the queen to be walking about on her lonesome?
Is that concern or suspicion?
Yes, both.
If things should take a turn for the worse, might I call upon your aid? I jest, of course, but you do strike me as the most capable here.
I mean, all of my friends are pretty capable, but thank you. I'm the only one that has 5 different classes I can pull on. They're 96 or higher. They're all capable. Cutscene ends as we walk kind of toward what looks like a cave, but we'll see. Oh, we just talked to Alice to complete the quest. I think it goes without saying, but we're not going to trust her just like that, right? Anyway, any way you look at it, a mysterious girl who appears out of nowhere proclaiming herself a queen is suspicious. The Land of Levin, or Levin, however you want to pronounce it, is complete. We get a creamy hot chocolate with skill, speed, tenacity, vitality, so tank here. Tank food, sorry. I have a lot of tank food that I need to burn through, but I don't run enough dungeons really on my tank, just paladin, to burn through it. But anyway, further cutscenes? No. I'll see you next time.